Sure, and good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I think very interesting insights from all the panelists. Thanks a lot for sharing these really interesting and also critical points. But I just wanted to highlight very quickly, maybe on two key points. Dr. Saad have mentioned earlier the element of data and how we still look into historical data, but the importance of generating data that is more accurate, but is also more local. That's also something that David have highly emphasized on. And I think from our current, at least representation from myself, coming and presenting ECLAY, which is Local Government Sustainability Network. We work across over 200 cities in Europe. And a very significant element that we now come to understand that, yes, institutional governance is extremely a priority, but also understanding how can we actually generate the indicators that are able to actually measure the resilience of communities before and after a certain, I would say, incident happens. Because again, resilience is a very dynamic constant, so it's not something that we can measure with space. The environmental factors that Dr. Sahada mentioned is something that we extremely focus on. We look into nature-based solutions and how can we measure adaptation indicators, but we also look into the socioeconomic indicators. So, David, I cannot emphasize more on the communities and the cities. So I think if we have a more constructive bottom-up approach when it comes into measuring resilience, what indicators, how we collect the data, when, and how that data then feeds into the national strategies, I think that will be, that's our at least ambitious for now.
Thank you very much, Noha. I appreciate your thoughts. Any final thoughts from our panelists before we
allow me,
conclude?
Dr. Fayad, or
Yeah, go ahead.
if
Yeah,
not,
go ahead.
Just back to Ms. Noha's concern. She raised a very important point. So I would like to briefly give a very short background about the NCEC and the role what environmental monitoring and compliance by NCEC. I can say that environmental resilience depends heavily on availability of reliable and high quality environmental data. So, for example, NCEC, the National Center for Environmental Compliance, has been strengthening this foundation by expanding environmental monitoring networks, air quality networks, water quality, continuous monitoring, improving the data collection, analysis, and supporting the evidence-based decision making. So what we do, continuously monitoring air quality and industrial emissions, this will allow the authorities to detect environmental changes and any potential risks in early stages. And therefore enabling preventive action to be taken before escalating to a major environmental or any public health issues.
Great, thank you very much. Any final thoughts from our panelists before we take a group photo and conclude?
I think you have a couple of people. I know Elko's got his hand up there. I think Aaron has as well. If you've got time to bring them in.
Sure. Let's start with Aaron.
Good morning, everybody. Very interesting discussion. The problem facing everybody really is that everybody's looking at individual small parts of change and improvement, but it requires someone to have the funding and the initiative and the power to do an entire project that holistically designed from scratch. Now, I remember looking at the original paperwork on the Antalya Trojena project with a ski resort, and look at the environmental challenges for just a simple project like that. And then we've got NEOM coming along, which most of it's been destroyed by people criticising the entire project, which would have been the world's first truly integrated, almost a city as a test piece. So there is the initiatives out there, but something like NEOM would have been a test piece to give us the information we need about the survivability and the benefits of a properly designed environment. So I don't know, it needs something beyond the scale we've got now. Everything we've got is historic. We are a reactionary or reactive process, and we've got to be proactive to do change. And it's an extremely difficult challenge to be proactive to the scale required on this sort of challenge. But NEOM, to me, would have been the beginning of a tremendous future in learning more about survivability and integrated environment. Now, where is Neon now? Where's it gone?
What's that?
The old Neon project in
Oh, Neon project.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't speak on their behalf, to be honest. But I think it's going very well. Maybe it's slowing down, but there are many improvements on the area.
Yeah. Well, it's a very good benchmark for us all.
Good. Did
We
Elko want to
have
come in?
yeah, Ella. Mhm.
Elko?
Yeah, I mean, great meeting. Compliments to the moderator and the panelists. As a global nomad, there are many trigger points in each of the presentations that are great. And I will follow up with each panel member separately because there's no time. But all of these trigger points that were made today lead me to the question that is like the elephant in the room, which is the question, how good is good enough? That question is not being asked, let alone being answered, but it is required. It's not an item of luxury, but of necessity. Because when there is no consensus on how good is good enough, we cannot work together towards a common goal or a purpose. So I would leave you with that question to contemplate asking and answering the question, how good is good enough, which is in fact a continuation of the point that was just made by Aaron Bauer. So with that, I yield. Thank you very much for this meeting.
Thank you very much, Elko. Do you any final thoughts from the panelists before we conclude?
Can I just say, first of all, thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of our panelists. Thank you to everybody supporting it. This is exactly what the ISRM is designed to do, to create a space for significant conversations. Can I just say, for those of you who are interested, we are running a free to attend level 5 program in corporate risk and crisis management next week. That'll be running for 5 days, Monday to Friday, 9:30 in the morning to 11 o'clock UK time. It's 5 webinars. It's a level 5 award in corporate risk and crisis management, completely free to attend. It's a program we've had one of the programs we had about 14,000 people on since the beginning of COVID. If you want to have certification, there's a small fee to pay, but we will send out information to everybody. And if you can share that, we'd be delighted to have you on that and to see if we can sort of bring you into the community. If you're not yet a member of the ISRM, please feel free to do so. But can I say on behalf of the ISRM, can I say to you, Fayadh, and to your team, to Abdul Rahman, to everybody in the KSA team, we've been delighted with the work that you've done, really impressed with the progress you've made, and really looking forward to working with you and collaborators to see what we can do together, both in the kingdom and across the region. But for today and for all the work you've done over the last few months, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you for the support. It wouldn't be possible without your support. So we're very appreciated. Thank you very much for the panelists. Thank you for the Montfort University. Thank you, Dr. Amjad. Thank you, Dr. Saad, for joining us in the last minute. I know we announced very late. We should have been more proactive with this, but we learn every time. Thank you very much to our audience. I would love really to have a group photo to as a reminder for this event. So please open your camera. Let's see you. Let's take a group photo and celebrate about it.
Let's make sure let's just make sure we've got the it's on the we've got it on the right format on the recording so that we can take that. Hang on a second, one moment.
Is it have we been recording all the time or no?
We've been recording all the time, absolutely.
Okay,
But I just want
cool.
to make sure we get all the pictures. Can somebody, Guy, actually, hang on a second, one moment. Gallery, that's hang on a second. Right, can everybody please turn on their cameras? Turn on your cameras, and we would much appreciate it. It's always good to see people coming in. Nuha, thank you for the contribution. Great, Claire, great to see you, and everybody else. Med coming in from Dubai. Please do feel free, open up your cameras because you're not going to be in the picture if you're not in the cameras. You've got 3 seconds. Please do open up your cameras. You've got 3 seconds. Okay, and that's it. So one moment.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Right. So that has been done.
Thank you very much for your attendance. It's a pleasure to be with you today. And we're looking forward to see you maybe in the 3rd webinar, right, Dr. Amjad, next month?
Yes, absolutely. So the third and final one of the series will be next month. It'll be hosted by the Sri Lanka chapter. It's on the 23rd of August, the same time as done today. So please, if you haven't registered, please do register. The link's on the website, and we can share it once again. But yeah,
Sure, I'll circulate that also to the chapter and the WhatsApp group that we
perfect.
have.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the
Thank
rest of your
you.
day.
Thanks for a
Thank
you
great
so much.
session
Thank you.
all.
Thank you very much. Bye.